Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? Romans 8:35. Tribulation is not small. Distress is not small. Famine is not small. War is not small. Sword is not small. These are terrifying realities, and yet Paul is asking, can any of these things separate us from the love of Christ? And the answer is no. Nothing can separate us from His love towards us. This especially stands out when thinking about the last days. Jesus said there would be wars and rumors of wars, pestilence, famines, and great troubles upon the earth. Gospel of Matthew. And in Revelation with the 4 horsemen, there is war, famine, death, and judgment coming upon the earth. The book of Revelation. These things are prophesied. They must happen. And even now, people talk about economic collapse, global famine, wars spreading, and fear about what may happen in the world. When you think about these things naturally, fear can arise. What will we do? What if there's famine? What if war comes to our doorstep? What if there's no food, no stability, no safety? But this scripture reminds me that even if believers find themselves in the middle of tribulation, famine, distress, danger, persecution, or even death itself, the most important thing remains untouched: the love of Christ. None of those things can separate us from Him. Even if the worst earthly things happen, even if a believer dies in famine or war, that still cannot separate them from Christ if they are abiding in Him. The true tragedy would not merely be suffering physically. The true tragedy would be falling away from Christ, turning away from Him, and dying separated from Him spiritually. But if we're walking with Him, abiding in Him, loving Him, trusting Him, then nothing can separate us from His eternal love. That is why Paul could say, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain," in the book of Philippians. Because for the believer, even death itself cannot destroy what matters most. And honestly, that brings peace. Because this world is unstable. Governments are unstable. Economies are unstable. Life itself is fragile. But the love of Christ is eternal and unshakable.